Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda Lopez. I'm a clean beauty advocate, a mother of two who loves to talk and learn all things health and wellness. And today I'm going to be talking about the one and only Exa Beauty Foundation that just released in 43 shades, the most diverse foundation in the clean beauty community. Super excited to talk all about this. I've been testing it out for a couple weeks. I'm gonna give you my full review, a demo, and some swatches as well. If you find this video helpful and you enjoy it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you like the vibe, be sure to subscribe. And if you haven't already, go and follow me on Instagram where I share more things, health and wellness, and you can learn a little bit more about me. So before we get into the demo, I'm gonna go ahead and talk a little bit about this foundation, what are some of the key ingredients, and all that good stuff. So this is the Exa Beauty Foundation. It's a brand new release, a new company, and they have a primer and a foundation. So their foundation has 43 shades. That is more than Fenty Beauty. This is supposed to be the most diverse foundation in the clean beauty community. The beauty industry, and clean beauty especially, is very bad at representing all skin tones. They do not have a lot of diversity, and Black, Indigenous, people of color are really counted out and excluded in a lot of the clean beauty companies. This really truly breaks my heart because I think about me going through my health problems and realizing that I needed to switch to non-toxic products. And I could only imagine if just because my skin tone was darker, I would not have had access to all of the brands and the different products that I had access to. And that really just hurts me, and that's just unacceptable. We need to be calling out companies and asking them to be more diverse, to represent all skin tones and all people fairly. I think that that's only fair. Everybody should have the opportunity to try clean beauty products. And I'm so happy that Exa Beauty has come out with a diverse shade range. And they have, like I said, they have 43 shades, and they really do a good job at diversifying it by looking. Now, I haven't swatched all of these shades, but by looking at the website, it looks like they have about an even amount of light shades, medium shades, and dark shades. So I think that they did a really good job just by looking at the website. Now, in order to pick your shade without feeling overwhelmed, they have a shade tool, and this shade matching tool can be used, and it's pretty easy to use it. They shade matched me light neutral with subtle golden undertones, which describes me really well, and I got the shade Annika 420. Now, I am really good at shade matching, at least I would like to say. I usually just shade match myself to most of my makeup, and I'm usually either spot on or just a shade off. I shade match my family and friends, and I shade match my clients all the time, and so I like to say I'm pretty good at it. So when I received my foundation and tried it on, I was disappointed to say I do not feel like this represented my shade very well. I do not feel like this shade is light neutral with subtle golden undertones. It was a lot darker to me. It was more of a medium skin tone in my opinion. So that's kind of the negative aspect, is that even though you could use this shade tool, I don't feel that it is truly accurate, at least not for me and for the shade that was chosen for me. So that really makes me sad, and I hope that's not true for all of the shades, but it was true for me. So I would highly recommend getting samples, which is what I did. I went ahead and picked the light skin tone samples since that is closest to my skin tone, and I will be swatching those for you later on in the video. So Exa Beauty, I believe, was created by Credo Beauty. You could find them on the Exa Beauty website, or you could find them exclusively on Credo Beauty. The ingredients are really awesome. It has aloe vera, hyaluronic acid. It is described to have a buildable semi-satin finish. They describe it as weightless, that it works for all skin types, and that it can have a sheer to full coverage. It's charged with anti-pollution skin actives. It's cruelty-free, vegan, gluten-free, and supposed to be good for sensitive skin as well. So all in all, it sounds like the perfect foundation, right? Hits all the boxes. Now, after trying it for the past couple weeks, and I will get more into the review once I do the demo, but after trying it for the past couple weeks, I feel like it is more of a sheer to medium coverage. It does feel lightweight. It's definitely luminous. It has a beautiful finish on the skin. I wouldn't say it's for all skin types. If you have oily skin, then I wouldn't go for this one in particular, but pretty much most skin types I think will do fine with it. And if you do have oily skin, you could try it out and set it with a setting powder. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into the demo, get into all my thoughts on how this foundation wears, the formula, give you close-ups, and give you some swatches as well. Okay, so this is the foundation. As I mentioned before, I got the shade Annika 420. It's in a beautiful glass bottle. I love their logo, the top. It's just really nice. I like the packaging and the aesthetics of it. It comes with a pump. It's, sorry, really dirty, but I have been using it and putting the foundation to the test. So I'm gonna go ahead and demo this for you. It is a little dark for me, like I mentioned before, but I'm still gonna show you how it wears and give my thoughts on the formula itself. So this is the shade. As you see, the formula, it's runny. It's not too thick or too thin. It's a good in the middle, and it is a little bit runny. It's a little dark for my skin tone. I don't know if you could tell on camera, but maybe you'll be able to tell once I apply it to my face. I'm just going to dot it on my face like I normally would. And I tend to use like 2 pumps of this foundation. So I'm gonna apply it as I always would on my foundation. I'm gonna blend it in with a flat top kabuki brush, and then I'm gonna like go over it with my beauty blender, and then we'll go in with another layer to show you its buildability. Buildability? I think that's right. So the foundation itself blends really well. It feels really good on the skin, moisturizing. It's not gonna stick to dry patches, and it's very luminous. It's gonna add a really nice luminosity. So that's with the brush. I'm gonna go ahead and go over it with a beauty blender because that's how I apply all my foundations. I feel like it just gives the most seamless look, but it did blend in really nicely with a brush as well. So if you use just one or the other, I think you'll be good. Okay, so this is what it looks like. One layer, you could tell right away, like it just brought the light to my skin. I have instant luminosity. It evened out my skin tone really well, and it provides pretty good coverage with just one layer. But I'm gonna go ahead and put another layer and see what my final coverage is. And this layer, I'm going to just apply with my beauty blender. I just never like to apply a second layer with my brush. I feel like it just makes it look too heavy. Okay, so that is 2 layers. It is a dewy foundation, definitely like really dewy. I'm gonna go ahead and set it. I love a luminous look, but I just know that this is not going to last on me. It's gonna slip around as I get oily throughout the day. So I think one of my favorite things about this foundation is the luminosity. It's so beautiful. It definitely looks satin on the skin. It makes your skin look so healthy. It's gonna be great for dry skin. It doesn't stick to any dry patches. It looks really beautiful, definitely. Now, if you have a lot of texture, it might emphasize it just because it is so luminous. So I would definitely like recommend putting like a powder if you have a lot of textured areas, but it also gives a really high medium coverage. I'm not gonna say full because your girl knows what full coverage is. And so many foundations claim to be full coverage, but I have tried full coverage, and full coverage covers everything. And this covers really good. So this is gonna be a good coverage. It seems like it's versatile, so you can definitely just wear it as a light coverage. I have actually worn this foundation just by blending it in with my fingers as like a lotion, and it gave a really nice light coverage, even skin tone, looked natural. I didn't set it, and I felt it just looked really nice. If you're gonna build it up and put like a thicker layer, then you're definitely gonna wanna set it because it's just a little bit too dewy to be super long lasting. It has a little bit of stickiness to it. I find that it does dry down a little bit, but not fully. And it definitely feels lightweight. My skin doesn't feel like I have heavy makeup on. It feels very lightweight. So I will say I actually really do like the formula on this foundation. I wish the shade was more accurate, but I am going to swatch the shades I got for you, and maybe I'll be able to find my shade. But I really do love it, and I think that it's gonna be great if you have normal to dry skin. If your skin is really oily, you may not like it, but I think for the majority of people, they're going to like this foundation if they're into a more natural, luminous, dewy look. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish my makeup, and then I will wrap up with my final thoughts and do some swatches as well. Okay, so this is how the foundation looks once I've done all of my makeup. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a closer look. All in all, I think the foundation has a beautiful formula. It definitely feels hydrating on the skin, lightweight, luminous, and all of your other makeup really blends really nicely into it. I did set my T-zone, but I didn't set this area, and my blush and bronzer and highlight went together very seamlessly. Everything blended really well. So 2 thumbs up for the foundation formula. As far as the shades, I think that they are super diverse. They have the most diverse shade range in clean beauty that I know of, so I think that that's super amazing. I went ahead and swatched all of the light shades for you on my forearm. I didn't anticipate how hard it would be to include that in the video because of the angle, but I will try my very best. So this is going to start at the darkest of the lights, which is the one I have, 420, and then it's gonna go all the way down to the lightest shade. So this is 420, 430, 440, 450, 460, 470, 480, 490, this is where it gets hard, 500, 510, 520, and the lightest shade, 530. Sorry for those subpar swatches, but I did my best. Overall, like looking at all of the shades on my arm, I feel like this is not gonna work well for many fair skin tones. Unfortunately, yes, they have a diverse shade range. Does that mean that it includes everyone? No. Just because you have 43 shades doesn't mean that you're still including everyone. And I can't speak for the tan skin tones or the dark skin tones because I was only given the light swatches and I have a light skin tone. So I hope this is not true for especially the darker skin tones. I would love to see a review from somebody that is darker skinned that can kind of give me feedback on that. And if you have experience with that, then definitely comment down below. But as speaking for fair to light skin, I know that very fair women also have trouble finding shades. And this looks like it's going to be the same. Looking at all of these, I'm not really sure which one is my shade. There's tons of undertones. They do a great job with undertones, but unfortunately I still just feel like these two are going to fit fair skin, and then the rest kind of go light, and then this is like medium. That's how I feel. The fact that my shade 420 was considered the darkest of the light skin tones, and I'm light with golden undertones, compared to my other foundations that have that shade description, it really doesn't fall in line. So that's so disappointing to say because I do love the formula, and I hope that it's not true for the darker skin tones because they are the least represented in the clean beauty community. So I really hope that that's not true for them. Unfortunately, I feel like they need to work on their shade descriptions and maybe even add some more shades. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. I hope that this video was super helpful. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you like the vibe, be sure to subscribe. And go ahead and comment down below and call out which clean beauty companies you feel like really need to step it up in the diversity shade range. And let's make that a thing. Let's call people out. Let's call companies out and demand for more diversity. Anyways, thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you in my next one.